Hello and welcome to another macro video. We're looking at using FRedit today for changing fonts. So the question then is, how can I apply different fonts? And this is a job which does need care. You have to think carefully about the two files that you're dealing with, the FRedit list and the target file. And for each of those we need to think about the issues are the normal font of that file and any applied font that we've got on that file. So just to illustrate what that looks like, if we just get up a new file and just type a bit of text, make it a bit bigger so we can see it. So the text that's come out there is the normal font. We start typing and it comes out in the font as determined by the normal style. If we select part of it, we can apply a font. So on the home tab there, we go to fonts and we can apply whatever style we want. So that's the applied style. Okay, so we've got our terminology. So let's have a text file, and so on this one, the normal font, I've just written it there, is Times New Roman, and we want a FRedit list. So here's our FRedit list. Let's move it up a bit. There we go. Okay, so the normal style of that file is also Times New Roman. So that's okay. That tends to be how I work anyway, but it's not necessary, as you'll see. Okay, so we've got a text change there. We're going to change the word before into after, and just as a kind of revision, if we apply a style, highlight color to that, then when we click in the target file and we run FRedit, then it will make the text change and it will apply the highlight. So let's just undo that. We can by the same token, we can apply underlining to a document. In the same way, we make the whole of the FRedit item underlined, run FRedit, and it does both the highlighting and the underlining. Okay, and so that's the principle we're going to use for, let's take the underlining off, the principle that we're going to use for making the changes. So the question then comes, what about another file that has a different normal font? So the second file, the normal font is Arial, and as you can see, it's in Arial there. So here's the FRedit list, whose normal font is Times New Roman. Okay, what difference does it make? And the answer is, if we run FRedit, absolutely nothing. In other words, it does the text change and it applies the highlight, but it is not, the fact that it's in Arial and not in Times New Roman is not a problem. In other words, in the FRedit list, if an item is in the same font as normal, then it doesn't make any difference. So let's just emphasize that by changing the normal font of that document, of the list. There's the normal font. If we right click on it, we can modify that. So it's saying the name of the font is normal, and the font is Times New Roman. Let's change it to something like Blackadder. So now if we just undo the change there, so we go to either of these, doesn't matter which one, and run FRedit, then all it does is to change the text and change the highlighting, because the item in the FRedit list is in the normal font, whatever that normal font is. Okay, so now we say, well, okay, if we want to change the font, what do we do? Well, the answer is that we change the font of the item that we want changing. So on that one, if we then change the font of that font, so click on there and if we change the font to let's say this one here, Bandschrift or whatever it is. Okay, so this time the font of that item is different from the normal font. So if I go into there and run FRedit, then it changes both the text and the font. And if we try that in this one over here, just undo the previous change we made, ready to run FRedit, go, and so again it has changed to that other font. So if, for example, we have another item down here which is this into that, so that's in the normal font, so let's try that one, undo that. Okay, so if we apply FRedit, run FRedit, then it changes this to that, but it doesn't change the font because that item is in the same font as the normal font. Okay, I think hopefully that makes it a bit clearer. If you've got any questions, do let me know. Okay, bye for watching.